I asked you guys on Instagram what genre you wanted me to make next, and you guys voted for progressive house, which is fantastic because it happens to be one of my specialties. All right, so in today's video, guys, we're gonna make some prog house from scratch, show you guys the entire process. You know the drill. Let's get right into it. All right, y'all, so we are here in FL Studio. Now I want to preface this session with this. I got a book, my little black book right here. All right, and I've been writing down all the songs that I plan on releasing, all the ideas that I'm working on, etc. And I'm working on 13 songs right now. All right, so essentially what I'm trying to say is I'm not entirely inspired to make something from scratch right now. I kind of am itching to finish that stuff, but the people have spoken. They want to see progressive house. I'll do my best to deliver. All right, so I'm gonna do like I want to try to do some dark progressive house, you know, my typical sound. Again, I'm not entirely inspired, so if this comes out kind of bad, then cut your boy some slack, and hopefully at the end of the day, you guys will just enjoy spending time with your boy, all right, and maybe learn a thing or two or something like that, right? But regardless, we will do our best, put our best foot forward, and when I'm in these kinds of moods, what I like to do is either find a really inspiring sound and or use a sound that I've used previously to kind of get the juices flowing a bit. So what I'm thinking is using the what's it called, the lead stack from my Way Back Home remix, specifically that initial call synth. I think it's really, really nice. I was listening to it the other day, so maybe we can go ahead and pull that up. So nice. I don't have it saved. I think it was these leads actually. Yeah, so sometimes, as you see here, they're called allo. Sometimes what I like to do is I like to make a lead stack in a separate project and then use it for future use. So this allo was just like a random project I was working on, and then I wound up using it for Way Back Home. But anywho, nice. So we got some nice leads already, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just open up the processing for that quick. Do have to blur the screen because I got some you know, information that needs to be discreet. So although I'm showing you the entire process, we'll have to do some small things like that. But anyway, let's open up the processing. Way back home. Good listen. Good thing I don't sing, because goodness gracious. Okay, so here are the lead processing. Pretty simple. Kind of all the standard stuff I typically do and use. Okay. Now's the fun part. Now I gotta try to come up with the melody. Let's see what we can do here. Kind of like that. And that's the one bad thing. So I do not know how to play the piano. I just know like how to kind of stay in key. So I'll just kind of mess with the notes and see if any cool combinations pop up. And I like that one combo. And watch this. Bang. Dude, this FL Studio feature with this keyboard, it keeps track of all the notes that you're playing. I know it does it behind the scenes as well, but just being able to click that button is something I've been utilizing a lot recently. So what was... I'm so sorry. What was that combo that I played? I think it was when it went to B. Yeah. Okay. This was dope. I like what this did. Okay. Let's see if we can continue this. Hit them with a quick quantize, which I think I have right here too. Nice. Bam, 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 bam. How do we do that, guys? Bam, 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 bam. How you doing? Dun, 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 dun. Ba-da, ba-da, ba, ba-da. Oh, there it is. Dun, dun, dun. I'm gonna have to do this with automation. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, perfect. So this is kind of like a formula I like to do sometimes, where basically you have the first two bars is kind of like its own random journey, and then here you duplicate more or less the same kind of flow. So this F, F sharp, D sharp, and then kind of duplicating that here. I know I'm chopping this up now, but it's a nice little melody trick that I like to do. But this, it needs to slide, so I want it to go. Yeah, so essentially this is really going to stay on F. Yeah, but the notes in the synth aren't right. Unless I do that. Unless I don't even bother with automation. Wait. What is this on? 1/8. Okay. So we'll go through individually and turn on 1/8. So I'm just trying to get the timing right in all the individual synths. Yeah, like this one's not right. And then last one. Turn off always here. I also don't like I don't like that little thing that's happening. It's fine, it's just a background layer though. Alright, let's link these to the processing. Wow, dude, I made the whole entire melody without the processing. I gotta lock in. Alright, let's do it. To this track. Kickstart off, volume down a little bit. Beautiful. Good enough for me. Let's get this in there. And then now what we can do is try to come up with like a bass line. So if we're going for my like typical sound, quote unquote, we should do a really aggressive kind of whether it's a respace or just a really aggressive kind of bass sound here. Nitrous is nasty. All right, yeah, this is really nice. And then what we can do is we'll just take a look at our lead melody. And I'm going to open up an empty sampler channel just so that I can use the ghost notes. Let's make a bass line here. This F hits so hard, so I really need to make sure the bass line is harmonic with it. What note has an F in it? What is it? It would be C sharp, right? C sharp, and then A sharp as well. Okay. No. Try C sharp. Ugh. Okay, that's not the right direction. Hold on. Unless I did... You know what? Okay, I don't work in this key that often. Let me move this to a different key real fast. Let's see. Oh, whoops. I didn't do this one. What if I go here? Not as nasty. What about or D even? Yeah, that might be the move. Because in D minor, there's an A. Everything sounds nice and harmonic. And this is obviously a very dark idea. So, it works. It works. I think this sounds really good, so I'm kind of like indecisive. But let's just rock with one thing. Let's make a decision, and then we can always circle back. G minor also sounds dope. I mean, it is my favorite key, so of course I'm biased. But do we stay here? Hold on. Let me just play around with the key, too. This is something I like to do sometimes. I like D minor as well lately. Ooh, that does not sound as good. Not at all. Okay, I'm going to try my original key of D sharp minor again, and if this doesn't sound as good, then we're going to stick with G, because G sounded dope. And let me just make these a little higher. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I like G. Let's just rock with G. G minor specifically. Yeah. Sounds really, really mean. Now, I'm not going to lie also. I'm not 1,000% sold on this last note. I was pretty keen on harmonizing with A here. But, yeah, let's see where the flow takes us. I am trying to work as fast as possible, and I'm already, like, moving like a snail. So, we're going to get a, what kind of bass should we do? We can do, like, a really, really big 808 or, like, big room bass or something. Let's try an 808. Specifically, I know this one is insane. And then I'm going to also make sure that, yeah, these notes are sustained fully, which means I have to correct that here. Sorry, 1 second. Let me just check this. F is the move, and then F also works with A. Okay, fantastic. And then here, I want it to go higher. There we go. That's a lot more in line with what I'm trying to get jiggy with. You know what I'm saying? G4. Bang. 808 is synced. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so the nitrous bass sounds really dope. We're 100% going to keep that. I was kind of planning on using that as a placeholder, but it sounds really dope. And then this is the 808. And then, yeah, we're cooking with fire. The one next thing that I really, really want to get, which would help tremendously, is a weird background synth. Something I really like to do in my drops is to have a sound that is just, honestly, interesting. I know that sounds like very simple and vague, but I really like trying to do that. So in this instance, I mean, we have like 1,000,001 options, and that's why I like doing this, is because you can get really, really strange with it. So we can perhaps just like go to a pack and find like a weird synth or drone or something, and then kind of go crazy. Maybe even my packs. Let's see if we can find a weird, weird sound here. Like, what if we took this sound and then, what is it, 7 semitones? G? That's what I'm talking about, nice and weird. We do need to get it to fit better. We're going to start by removing some of the lows. And then I want to bit crush it. So we're going to go to thermal for that. There's a preset in here that I like using. It is called Vapor Waver. Psych, I lied. Which one is it? BV digits? Yeah, this one. Forgot to hard it. Also going to make a dip here. And then lastly, we'll throw on a supermassive, and we'll get this to be nice and spacious. The sound pitching up, I'm not 100% sold on either. I might change that, but that's, you know, for later use. That's a later problem. But at the bare minimum, I know the beginning sounds dope, so I can always just chop the beginning and then loop that part. Very nice. So the next thing is I just want to get like all the synths in the drop. So the next thing would probably be like a big stab of some sort. Let's type in stab here. See what we find. Okay, so these choirs are giving me an idea. Instead of using those, I think I'm going to make my own choir. The reason is, I don't know what key this is in, and these are in a minor or major key. They both sound minor to me, but long story short, I can't have a minor sample work with my chord progression without it sounding a little like ravey and a little funky, which I don't want. I don't want it to play minor the whole time because we go to F, which would be F major. Therefore, it was a long-winded explanation for nothing. I'm just going to make my own choir from scratch, all right? Choir. Bang. Nexus. Can't go wrong. Love Nexus, man. Although, we might have to go to whatchamacallit? Omnisphere. Just because I don't know if there's a staccato choir. Unless, okay, I have an idea. Check this out. Okay, we're going to take this choir. Very cool, right? We're going to copy the bass line here. And watch this. We're going to suspend all the notes. Make a chord progression, and then I'm going to like resample each chord. Okay. Epic. So now I'm going to just record this in real quick. Hello? Oh, I didn't link this to a mixer channel. I'm like, why isn't that recording? Okay, so now the exciting part. Now I can kind of create my own stabs using little bits and pieces. So, take like this part for G, and then this part for, what is this note? D sharp. And so on and so forth. Awesome. Okay, now I could throw on generic here so that we don't get that annoying clicking sound. Now I'm going to go back to thermal. I've just been loving this plugin lately. So many like interesting things here. Let's just go through some presets that I've saved. The beefy digits one is cool. I really like that like bit crushing thing, and that kind of fits with the theme of the other sound that I did that on. Okay, so just an idea, but let's see. I think it's super nasty. Okay. What we need to do, though, to make it fit better is shift the frequency register, like, upwards. So one way we could do that is just by simply pitching the whole entire sample up. I don't know if I love that, because it kind of gets a little, like, cringy when it gets really, really high. A little too high. So what we can try instead is to use something like DST. I love this plugin for situations like this. So take away the lows, take away the low mids, and emphasize the high mids. Probably just take away the low mids altogether. I'm going to keep a little bit of those low mids in there. And then we need one more like interesting sound here. I'm kind of kind of going a little crazy with the synths here, but I'm feeling it. So for the next sound, I'm thinking we get, and by the way, I also don't want to forget the stab. Don't let me forget. I want to add some stabs, but I want to get, what was I going to say? Oh, the future wave drone, which is, here we go. So I'm just going to chop this up to kind of match the spacing of everything. Oh, come on, man. Okay. So boom, boom, boom. Boom. And then... And then here, same thing. I'll throw on generic. So you don't get any weird clicking sounds. This is dope. Now, the him drone that I added in the beginning, I actually do like that it's pitching up. I was unsure about it at first. Yeah, no, this sound is ridiculous. Now, because this is giving me very big, like, just massive vibes, I want to try adding a super saw to kind of match that. So what we're going to do is, again, same thing where we're trying to match the spacing and rhythm of everything. I'm going to do the rest later, but let me first pick a super saw sound. I'm going to go to Spire for it, because Spire has a very particular, like, super saw sound to it that I think would fit nice. So let's go to Alonzo, brother Alonzo, always hooking me up. Super saws. So this is the exact sound that I'm talking about. This, to me, it just sounds like a Spire super saw, and it's exactly what I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and just cut this up more. And now that I'm doing this like this, I probably could have just used the chop tool, but too late for that. If I use the chop tool, I wouldn't have to do it manually, and I wouldn't be choking like this in front of you guys. Oh my goodness, can't cut it properly. All right, now we're cooking with fire. Shorten these up a tiny bit. And let's just see if this is even a good idea. Yeah, I really like the brightness that it's adding to the whole entire supporting synth cast. So besides the, main lead, of course, the other leads, I feel like it helps elevate them all. Let's listen to them in solo. Yeah. Now, of course, we're going to add sidechain to everything, but specifically right now, I want to add some extra movement to the him drone. I'm hearing this in my head, too. If we went on the chord... Absolutely. Can't really hear it. Probably should have did it with the choir, but I'm going to leave it anyway. Why not? Now, guys, I know this is supposed to be uncut entire process, but I really have to use the bathroom. So I promise I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to run to the bathroom, and then I'm going to come back. You guys aren't even going to notice. Ready? See? Back like I never left. All right, so where were we? We need to... This sounds dope. This actually reminds me of my track, Two of Us, a little bit. This chord progression, which I love. Now, I know I mentioned a stab. Let's just get something temporary in there now. I like this one. So we're gonna get this temporarily in, excuse me. And then I want to start like building out the drop, and then we'll figure out everything else that we need after the fact. So first note is on G, so we'll pitch this up one semitone. And I like keeping a little bit of this in. I feel like it adds like a small reverse sweep, a little sucking effect. Maybe not for the second time, but for the first time, I think it's dope. And then here, let's do, what is it, D sharp, F, E, D sharp, 3 semitones down. And then F. And then C. So we can go up or down here. I think I'm going to go up. I think that's going to sound better. G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C. Yes, I still have to count my semitones. Leave me alone. Is that right? G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C. 6. Sound a little fugazi. Well, also, you see, I copied this so that it's 4 on the floor and it's not really a stab anymore. But let me see if it's just a stab. Yeah, I like it better as a stab. I'm also going to open up processing for said stab. Here we go. So yeah, really recommend you guys do this as well. You know, whenever you're producing, if you make a nice chain for yourself, save it for later. It just makes your workflow so much faster. Cool. All right, so now, guys, I want to just turn this into a drop, specifically by adding drums. Obviously, we've got some really nice synths going now, and I'll kind of be able to fill in the gaps once I get the drums going. It'll give me a clear picture of what else needs to be done. So let's start by adding a nice little kick drum in for the floor. You guys know the vibes. And then we should also add some sidechain to everything. I'm gonna do this first, just so that, you know, when I'm adding the drums, we can listen to things properly. And then for right now, I'm gonna just put all of the extra synths on a group together. And then sidechaining them just to make it easy. I don't know if they're all gonna need the same sidechain setting, but all right, Kickstart 2 here. Might sound better. Hold on. It might sound better if we take this note and then kind of make it bounce a little bit. Yeah, like that. Let's try that. It's like I lied. redo, or undo rather. We are going to sustain these all the way though, pretty much. Tiny gap. Actually, I'm also going to use the Novocaine kick instead. Alright, so in terms of the drop drums, let's do this real quick. So we need a kick, obviously, bang. Let's also add, you know, a clap snare of some sort. Or pre-shift clap, same shit. Shit, might as well choose the Novocaine one. Alrighty, so next we need to add some cymbals and stuff, rides, crashes, all that good stuff. So I'm thinking a few different routes here. I'm thinking we go for like a fast 16th note kind of percussion, and then have like a crash or a cymbal ride, something of the sorts that's following kind of this main like bum 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 bum. So let's just go ahead and do that. All right, what are we actually doing here, folks? Oh, I'm such a troll. Okay, now I have to go back and add the Novocaine clap back in. Okay, done. Don't mess this up. There we go. All right, cool. So I'm just gonna chop this up the same as the rest. Nice, and then we can get, what did I say? Oh, that 16th note rhythm thing. So yeah, there's a million ways that we can do this. And actually, I just want to quickly explore Cashmere's pack, because I know he had, I don't remember if it was 3 or 4, but he had a lot of these kind of, the things that I'm describing, like a fast kind of percussion sound. What did he call it? He called it, I like remember, but I don't. Like momentum or something. Yeah. Also, they're on percussion loops. So to make those work, I'd have to do a lot of processing. And again, I am trying my best to work faster, so I'm just going to use something that I know works, something that I've done in the past. Let's go to my percussion loops. We'll go to the Monster Rising one. Definitely going to have to adjust the sidechain as well. I don't like the way things are bouncing, but we'll do that after. I just did it temporarily so that we can get this good stuff in. Let's go ahead and get a clap in now. I like this one because it has a built-in kind of, you know, got some extra groove going in the background, some extra sound effects. That also sounded kind of cool if it like stutters a little bit, but it's a bit wide. So this is really, really nice for the drum section so far. Yeah, that's sick. That's actually really dope. There was one other thing I wanted to add. Crap. Kick, clap, ride, percussion. I mean, of course, fills and stuff, but I'm going to save that for a little bit later. Was there another main sound that I wanted to add here? No, whatever. Fine, leave it. Let's go ahead and really dial in what we have now. I'm going to do effects and fills and all that fun stuff, but I want to kind of perfect what we have here. So specifically, oh, first of all, that needs to be fixed. Is my kick off the grid? I think it's off the grid slightly. I don't know. Let me just redo it, just to be safe. Okay, this needs to be longer for sure. All right, now let's process this. So really a few things need to happen here. Number one, we're going to cut off some of the lows just to make room for the sub. Right, that's just conflicting with the sub. Next, we're going to remove some side information down low. And then we can add some processing. Something like focus one, general processing to add some compression, saturation, to make it, you know, bigger, better, faster, stronger. All right, now for the sub. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I wanted to check how this looked. This is a fun trick, by the way. I keep Kickstart on my master now, just off, because I like the way the waveform looks in here. Looks good to me. I could probably lower this a bit. All right. For the 808, I can do I'm gonna try something weird. I'm gonna show you guys this. So kind of a weird trick here, but when you compress your kick and then basses together, you can get a really nice, like, solid feeling. Now, lately I've been trying to actually just saturate them all together. And for the harder genres, it works, but I haven't tried this in progressive house. So let's try this together. Maybe. I don't know if it works as well with this style sound, but definitely adds more glue. But maybe we'll just do a compressor instead. But I don't know why I'm focused on stuff like that. I'm getting a little too distracted here. Which is good, because that means I'm inspired. Because I was worried coming in today. I'm like, I don't know. I've got too much on my plate right now. But it's all good stuff. Okay, yeah, scrap that idea about using that saturation. Not a good idea for this track. Going for a little bit of a steeper curve on the sub. And then on the sub, I'm definitely going to do something to push it further. We can go for, honestly, focus one. Do some drive. Okay, gonna lower the bass group a bit. I kind of need to rebalance everything. So let's do that now. Okay, on this sound, I don't like how there's some wide stuff going on down low. Yeah, I don't want any of this. Okay, now let's take a look at our background synths. How can we make these better? Well, everything sounds really fuzzy and overlapping right now. There's no real separation, so that's kind of the main thing that we need to tackle. So let's start with the main like chord sounds, the choir and the super saw. These sound quite nice together. You can see the problems start to come in when I add both of the drones. I'm also not going to put the brass sab in this group. So let's undo that. I'll hit kickstart myself here. Actually, yeah, I don't even really like to sidechain my brass sabs, but we'll do a little bit. 50%. What I was going to say, though, for the background synths, like, there's a lot of just muddiness going on. So just simply put, we can EQ that out. Oh, wow, I'm not boosting the highs. I was going to say, these highs are kind of killing me on the lead synth too, so maybe we'll make a dynamic band here. And just kind of tame these highs a little bit. Okay, now next up, I'm going to go back to the bass real quick, and I want to make this bass more of like a mid-range driver bass as opposed to one that's like really crispy and gritty. So I'm going to kind of just flip the script here by doing this. Bang, bang. And I'm in G, so I like to make these in key. All right, so now it's time to add, now that like we're working on this more, it's time to add another sound in. So what I'm looking for now is to add a bass to complement the nitro bass. I'm going to save time here. There's one that I know works extremely well, and that's the toxic bass. So this one is really, really high MIDI is the best way to describe it. Especially once I cut these lows, it's going to add a lot of nice grittiness and complement the nitrous bass. Right? Makes it sound a little like trashier. Except I put that EQ on the wrong mixer track there. Gonna go back to a less steep sidechain because I want everything to kind of sound like a big wall of sound. I don't want the sub to be you know, pumping separately. Sometimes it sounds really nice in club tracks, but I want everything to kind of move together as one. Now for this kick as well, I'm going to add a transient shaper just so that I can get obviously more attack, but also a little bit less sustain. Let's add R bass on the whole group. My kick is screaming right now. Screaming for room. Because the brass stab is taking up so much space, and it's kind of a background sound, I'm not gonna have it here as well. Let's just do it once every bar here. Now guys, you already know one of my favorite things to do, which is going to sound awesome here, is to add reverb throws. Reverb throws, reverb throws, reverb throws. I love them so much. What that's going to do is it's going to help really fill those gaps that I purposely left to be filled and give you a greater sense of space. So we'll do something like so. We don't have to make them super dramatic. It's kind of a nice way to glue the leads to everything else in this style drop. I'm kind of doing it more subtly today. I'm not making it super obvious, but it almost is like adding a quick sweep to like bring you to each section of the drop, which is nice. So that'll stay. Yeah, we're moving and grooving. Let's keep it going. Let me briefly label, try to stay somewhat organized. Okay, so crash. And I'm thinking after we do this, we can build out the drop more, add some fills, and other fun stuff. Okay. So the only thing I don't love about this drop right now is the 808 and the kick in the bass. Or specifically just the kick in the sub. Yeah. They're just not, it's not the right sound. It needs to be like warmer. But because this is just like a sketch, this is the first draft, I don't really care. That's an easy fix later down the line. I'd rather spend time building out the whole entire drop and focusing on the things that you're actually going to hear. So for this fill, I'd like to do something cool here. The first thing that comes to my mind is to switch up the synth right here. Take everything out, especially because we have this reverb throw, right? We can have this melody play, and this reverb throw will bring you into it. And we'll take everything else out. So let's just try that idea. Get rid of this stuff. And then to really make it nice and tight, I'm going to have to turn everything off. but right now I can just focus on doing that with the drop lead, since that's kind of like the main culprit here. That would potentially cause us issues. So bang, and we'll just do a little automation like this. There we go. Rest of the stuff I can, turn that off in just a second. I'm not super concerned about that right this second. But let's type in fill lead. And damn, where do we want to go for this? I guess we'll go Nexus, just because I know there's plenty of nice sounds here. So we can go for a cool sound, and I'm thinking underneath as well we go for like a respace that opens up. That might sound nice. Trying to go for like a kind of a different sound, a little weird. Kind of like that one, even though it's kind of basic, but it sounds dope. I love these ravey detune saws. Yeah, dude, like I'm just gonna rock with that. That sounds awesome. Okay, so now let's open up the fruity balance, bring that back in. So the drop lead comes back in. We'll of course add more drums, like drum work there. Let's work on this fill lead a little bit more first. Essentially what I want to do is add some compression to make it just beefier and stuff, and then we could try adding a thermal as well. See if we can make it a little stranger. Sounds dope. And then Camel Crusher. Okay, yeah, so things are getting really strange and I love it. But in all seriousness, we're going to have to do the same trick that we just did with the leads, and that's just simply taking a fruity balance, turning it off, the sound itself, I mean, and then turning it on when it comes in and then turning it back off, just because we have all that weird feedback going on that you just heard. We can adjust the mix on the Camel Crusher. I think what I'm going to do is turn this down a bit. So the reason I'm like a little hesitant right now is because I might have more flexibility doing that myself with my own flanger. And I want the focus to be like, I want the focus to be more in the mid-range. Right now, the sound is very warm, kind of more so in the regular mid-range or lows. I want it to be like just a little higher, maybe towards like 1.5, 2K. So again, very simple. What we can do is just do like the inverse and yeah, this kind of thing right here, this kind of curve. Let's turn the flanger down a bit. Now, it needs to be tweaked a little bit more, but it's fine for now. What I was going to say next is we can start to fill out this fill with like percussion and other fun stuff. I'm not going to do a respace anymore, actually, because personally I like when there's a small break from the bass in a drop. So we can do like an impact here to kind of make it sound smooth, the cutoff. Or actually, we don't even need an impact, but we'll definitely do some drums and then 100% a riser of some sort. So let's see about the riser situation. I also, sorry, I'm going to just take a second to do this. I really am hearing like more pitch bending going on. So let's go ahead and do that now. 12, 12. I know this is kind of random for me to just stop and do this right now, but I just hear it in my head so clear. What I'm going to do is I'm linking all of the sounds that make up the drop leads, and I'm linking them to just one automation clip so that I don't have to link every single little thing to individual clips and then redo it. That sounds like a nightmare. I like to have one automation clip for all of my instruments that are playing together as a group. Okay. Right there. Let's go here. 50, 0, back to 50. Suspend this note a little bit. Or sustain it, I mean. Oh, yeah. Does this have a... Oh my god, it has a sub built into it. That is so helpful. That is so insanely helpful. Sick. Maybe I'll do 25%. I wanted it to pitch down, but it's a little too much. Maybe not. I'll revisit that. Maybe. Okay, so we need some exhausts, downlifters, all that jazz. Let's go with this guy. Use this one all the time. Sounds lovely. Probably use this just for the second half of the drop, though. I just realized I'm not cutting off the drone either here. I feel like this hem drone should also be cut like everything else. All right, beautiful. Next. Excuse me, we can get some hi-hats going. Donde? Here we go. Open hats. Love this one. Oh my god. I've been saving new versions instead of copying paste. I'm on version 10. Oops. Now, what I'm going to do quickly is this little gallop I'm going to save for the end of bar 4. Hell yeah. Okay. This is a nice loop. Okay, dope. So that's gonna be my hat section, more or less, for the second half of the drop. Noise sounds dope. What do I want to do here? Okay, well, firstly, normally I like to do this. I mean, hold on one second. Maybe I can make it work. Yeah, it doesn't really work here. So sometimes I like to keep this little pre-sweep in the brass stem. But with this brass, the timing specifically, it's off. It doesn't sound like nice and smooth leading into this drop. So I'm just going to cut it out, keep it nice and simple. We could add like some noise in the beginning. I like to do this. So if I'm not going to do like a big downlifter or something, I do like to have like a noise shot. All right, so another small detail that we can do is on this fill lead, we can have an endless smile going, maybe on one of the crazier presets. That way it like high passes and maybe even has a riser built into the sound as well. That I think will help make it sound a little bit smoother leading out. Because leading into it, I kind of like how it is a little jarring, a little like kind of crazy. But I want to make it go smoother on the way out. Okay, so maybe this preset. Dope. Now, another thing that I'm going to do is just try to make this delay a little bit louder here on the lead synths. Very, very nice. Okay, awesome. Now, I don't really plan on making a break today, but we can definitely try to make a temporary buildup. Obviously, you know, my personal opinion is it's hard to make a buildup if you don't really, you know, have a break, because in my opinion, the point of a buildup is to connect the build and the break, or the drop and the break, excuse me. But I like to at least, you know, make something temporary just so that, you know, I can listen to it, you guys can listen to it, and it's a good time. So, you know, we can do like, let me think. What kind of build would work here? I'm going to take the drop lead, I'm going to make it unique. Let's copy over the pitch bending, the reverb throws, and maybe this as well. What I'm going to do is we're going to create, or we're going to take another mixer track rather, and then we'll link this guy here. And then on this new mixer track, we have more room to play with. So we can start with obviously a filter. Also gonna have to turn off the sidechain as well. So let's do that. Okay, now then we can add some filtering. All right, now, so what I'm doing right now is I'm also automating the entire instance of Simplon just because I have these peaks going on, and I only want these peaks to play when I am, when the filter's engaged. I don't want them to play all the time. So it's easier for me to just turn off the filter instead of automating both peaks. And then here we can just probably keep G going. Cool. Endless Smile, can never go wrong there. I'm thinking the OG preset, and then something I like to do is kind of start with it on. And then that fruity balance that we have, I'm going to add it onto this guy instead. Because now we have like other stuff going on and I want the fruity balance to control everything. So I can go here and then link this to the lead group. Bang. Bang. All right, very nice. Now... Okay, sorry, just wanted to adjust that quick. Okay, now we got the drop lead in, which is nice. We can go ahead and add maybe another one of the drop pieces. Maybe the choir would be a nice option. Yeah, the choir sounds great there. Another thing that I'm about to do is I'm going to create a reverse reverb for this drop. So we could do that very briefly as well here. Sorry, I'm distracted. I have the Australian Open going on in the background. I'm like watching the TV through my computer. Okay, so bang. Should be good enough. Let's go here, turn off Supermassive now. So I'm thinking for this kind of vibe that I have in my head, at least, I think it would sound nice if we did kind of a dead silence right before the drop with a fill, with like a really big snare or something like that. So no like bleed or anything. So in that instance, we can have a nice little drop fill here, and then this would kind of fill out nicely. We can do, honestly, for simplicity's sake, since this is kind of just a temporary build-up, we'll go with one that I know works. Go with the paper laser fill. Or that, I know. It's pretty much the same thing. Very, very nice. Okay, so next we should get some kind of bass element for this build-up. Honestly, I'm thinking, what if we do... Oh, okay, sorry. Two things. The choir was distracting me. I need to filter the choir as well. Let me do that. And while I'm doing that, I'll explain what I was going to say. I want to maybe do like a sub lifter for the whole entire build. Because of the way I've done this like drop lead here, I'm thinking, you know, and this is an aggressive drop, I'm thinking if we were to actually like make this a whole idea, maybe it'd be a little bit more club or festival oriented. And if that's the case, I can go for like a really big EDM buildup. So with that being said, if we got like a really long, big sublifter, that would work perhaps. Let's see. Here we go. All right, let's switch this to 128. Pitch it up 2 semitones, and then we'll make it shorter. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay. Sublift is in. I don't like how this one doesn't have... Well, I mean, I do like it because it gives me flexibility. But I was going to say what I need to do is add, you know, some filtering here on the master. Perhaps just to make it simple. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Simple. Basically, because I don't want there to be bass before the drop. Okay. Sub is in. Might add Endless Smile there as well, but we'll see. Sorry, I was seeing if that was worth using. Yeah, so sublift sounds cool. Now we're going to need like just a lot of effects and impacts to kind of fill this thing out. So we can go for like some big cinematic orchestra impacts. You know, stuff like this. Actually, where's Zeus? Right here. This one's nasty. Getting some clipping too. The leads are, you know, a bit too loud, and then I have the sub impact as well. All right, impact is in. Let's get some risers going. Want this one called a startup riser. I just included it. This one is insane. And then we can do something that I like doing sometimes. It's pretty popular in like the more aggressive tracks, and that's to add, like, take out everything here and then do like an aggressive like tom fill or something. Let's see what just comes up if I type in fill. Oh goodness, a lot of stuff. That was kind of dope. There we go, just like that. I could try to also cut out the drop leads. I don't know if I want to keep them, but let's see. Might sound nice to stay in there. Actually, nah, it sounds cool without it. All right. Okay, so now we need some downlifters. Quick pause on that real quick. I want to make these leads faster like that. Let me also get rid of this pitch bending that's happening. And then, yeah, the downlifters and everything sound great. Obviously, now we need some risers. Actually, we have risers. Tripping. We could consider taking our drop lead and turning it into a riser, but for now, I'm going to just focus on getting some fills in. Just get a really big, like, classic long fill. Let's remove this. Yeah, it's pretty good for just a temporary build snare fill thing. Sometimes it's nice to also layer... sorry, 1 second. Getting old. Sometimes it's nice to layer a kick here as well. I'm going to sidechain the sub lifter to the kick. Very nice. For the pre-drop reverse, or the drop lead reverse, I'm going to add OTT on it just to kind of squeeze it, make it sound like more energetic and a little thinner at the same time. We can also just add a very small fade to the end of it so that we're not getting that hard kind of clipping sound. All right. Is there anything else that I want to do immediately? I don't think so, guys. I think the only other thing I'd want to do is get another kind of sweep in there. I would go for the simple kind of long flanger one that I use all the time. Probably keep it going the whole time, and then I'll just like slowly kind of fade it out just for this. All right. So the last thing that I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to take this brass stab here, fruity balance it. I don't know if I want the tail to go on as long as it's going on. So I'm going to try immediately just to completely get rid of the tail altogether. Because I do have a lot of other things going on in the drop already. Maybe we'll keep the tail, but it definitely needs to like go away in the gaps. So let's see. Yeah, you know what? I do like the tail. So let's go like this. Okay, and then this one we'll just copy over. Okay, I lied to you guys. There's two more things that I'm going to do briefly. I want to add a sweep to go into the sweep, and then I want to experiment with a more aggressive bass addition. So for the sweep going to the sweep, I love this one. We'll just use this guy. Little sub drop just to end off, you know what I'm saying? But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so the drop, I feel like it needs the classic Ryos like wom wom kind of bass. So let me go ahead and get that in there real quick. Sorry, I also just want to label this. I have to do the effects too. All right, hold on. Okay, let me listen to this again. Okay, forget my classic womp womp bass, but I do want like an additional bouncy kind of bass here. There's one Inspire that I've used before that I really like. It's called Liberate, I think. No, nothing popping up. Good. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this one's ridiculous. Let me turn off the delay. What was that? I think it was my string that's in the background. There was like this test tone thing going on. Yeah, there it goes again. Sorry. All right. Boom. Huh. Yeah, we were missing that because that sounds mean. I gotta remove some sub. Get a massive 808. And last thing, you guys know I always do this. I'm like, oh, one more thing. And then I think of more things. But I try to keep things timely, especially when I'm doing these unedited ones. I try to keep it timely, but also I want to get the best result possible. So it's a tricky balance. But short fills. I want to get some fills going in the drop. Yeah, it's something that I want to do. So let's go to, we can do clap fills for sure. And then I want to go for this big snare right here. Take away the... Actually, maybe we'll layer it with the kick. Nah, we'll get rid of it. The kick, I mean. Alrighty. Now, with my fills, I like to, you know, throw in some percussion as well. I mean, this is just adding percussion. It's not necessarily a fill. But, let's see. Okay, so this is all fine and dandy. This works well. We're going to copy this over to the second half of the drop too. And we're going to add a crash effect. And then we're going to wrap up for real. For real, for real. Or an exhaust. I think an exhaust would be better in this drop instead of a crash. All right, we're good, folks. We're done. Let's take a listen from the top, and let's see what I came up with. Ladies and gentlemen, that is episode 40, and it's a wrap. All right, folks, so we actually had a really good session today. I was a little worried, I'm not going to lie, because, again, I'm just working on so much music right now, and I'm like, the thought of making something else is just, like, a little intimidating, I'm not going to lie. But this one came out really dope. Really happy with how this one turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time I upload. Be sure to check out my Patreon if you haven't already, guys. We got lessons, we got feedback, we got monthly sample packs, project stems to studio time graphs. We got a bunch of other goodies there. Go ahead down below in the link of my description to go check that out. So that'll be all for me today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.